Good morning, Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your morning ag market outlook for Tuesday, May 20th. Mostly higher trade across the ag space overnight, led by a continued recovery in wheat prices. Kansas City is the upside leader right now, trading 11 better, 9 to 10 better now in both Chicago and in Minneapolis. Corn is rebounded as well, up 5 to 6 cents. The soybean complex is mixed. Beans have flipped now, trading 1 to 2 better. Meal is steady to $1 better, while bean oil is down about 30 points. With the exception of meal speculative traders, they were light buyers across the ag space yesterday. In meal, we had them sellers of about 1,000 contracts, likely extending that short position now to a record large. We've got it at about 115,000 contracts. Wheat prices are drawing support from yesterday's crop progress on condition report that showed winter wheat ratings were expected to hold steady at about 54%, good to excellent. However, the USDA report showed a 2% drop to 52% of the crop in good to excellent shape. That was led by 10% declines in both Colorado and Texas, while Montana and North Carolina both slipped 4%. Despite good rains across the northern plains last week, spring wheat plantings, they advanced 16% to 82% complete, remaining well above their historical average of 65%. Row crop plantings also pretty much came in as expected. Corn, 78% of that crop is now planted, ahead of its 5-year average of 73%. Both Illinois and Tennessee were slightly behind their historical averages, while bigger delays are noted in Ohio and in Kentucky. With emergence at 50%, I would expect next week we'll get our first crop condition report on Tuesday. I'm showing bean plantings remain at a record fast pace, with 66% of the crop now seeded. The 5-year average there is at 53%. Mississippi and Kentucky are the only states where they are behind their historical average. Weather-wise, heavy rains continues to move across the central Midwest here the past 24 hours. Many areas picking up well over an inch of moisture. Much of the nation's midsection will remain in a pretty active weather pattern over the next week. Rain is expected to favor the southern Midwest and northern Delta regions. Isolated flooding may occur as temperatures holding at below normal readings across for most of the northern 2/3 of the country. The Buenos Aires Grain Exchange, they warn that they may need to lower their Argentine production forecast due to heavy rains and flooding across northern areas of Buenos Aires province this past weekend. After a lengthy conversation with President Trump yesterday afternoon, Russian leader Putin has refused to agree to an immediate ceasefire. President Trump has indicated that Moscow and Kiev will resume direct talks on an attempt to end the fighting. Although corn has pushed into new highs, I think the upside's probably a little bit limited here on expectations for rather lofty crop conditions next week. Resistance for D's 25, that comes in at the 50-day moving average at 449.5. July beans, that continues to consolidate very close to its 100-day moving average, which is at 1047 3/4. New 6-week low for July meal overnight, however, continues to hold just above its contract low at 289.70. Inside trade for July bean oil. New 2-week highs for both Chicago and Kansas City wheat futures overnight. Perhaps we're entering a period of a more significant short covering rebound. Another wave of heavy rains across the southern Midwest may further induce disease pressures. Next resistance for Kansas City, July comes in at the May high at 546 3/4. For Chicago, we've got the May high and the 50-day moving average converging just below 550. Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you have a great day.